It's going to get totally covered as this. Day 2, back in the house. Done a bit of exploring, a bit of investigation work up in the roof. Some good, some bad. The supporting timbers running right through this wall is not carrying anything, so in theory, take a bit more plasterboard down to make sure, but in theory we should be able to take that out. This wall here, a bit more of a problem because of these skylights. The timbers have been cut, been boxed out. But it looks like I made a pretty good solid job. So we're going to risk taking it out, take the plasterboard down, and we might have to just do a bit more reinforcement. Because we're going to have to get rid of that to make this into the podcast room. As you can see, other roof light here, which means the roof light here, roof light there. So the timbers have all been cut. So probably gonna have to expose all this area. And then drill and bolt, brace, but I think it should be okay. The timbers that are up here are big strong timbers. They're like 8 or 10x2s. And a bit of a bonus, as you can see, the actual flat roof is a floorboard roof, which means the tongue and grooved overlapped. So that's dead strong. So that is a real bonus for strength. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do the glory work, knocking it down carefully, because I don't trust James. He's going to do the labouring work, pushing the wheelbarrow about, even though he's not got his certificate, but he's going to try his best. See how we go. Hopefully, get rid of all that with minimal damage, and we're going to have one huge room to design a podcast room in. Pretty good.
Welcome to episode 4 of the QP House. In today's episode, we're starting the full demolition of the partition walls in the planned podcast room, turning it into one big space. This is Nigel, struggling to get the heavy concrete support beam out.
Hold on.
As you can see from the last clip, by this point we'd taken a significant portion of the wall down and there was rubble everywhere. So now it's time to start tidying up. So this is the aftermath. Any words?
It's a big space. It's kind of like I envisaged it. This was the easy bit. Putting it all back together is the hard bit.
Yeah. It's massive now.
It is. Get rid of that window, get rid of that radiator, block that up, go away on there, electrics. Nearly there.
Yeah.
Day 3. Seems a lot more than that, but that's all it's taken so far. We've done quite a lot. Today we're going to do a bit of work here, I think, because this is the window for the podcast room, which is no good because the airport makes too much noise. We want it soundproofed. So the idea is to take this window out, that window out. I've got a sheet of plywood, 18mm ply, which I'm going to screw to there, which should sit in the recess, something like so. Blank that out, and then we're going to get some boarding and try and board it neatly, and that gives us the outside. Try and tidy it up somehow.
We next screwed a wooden board to the window so we could fill it with insulation from the inside. The windows were letting in way too much noise.
There we are. Don't think it's too bad, mate. Flush with stonework. Keep the water off. Kept it 5mm up there so we don't get any water back up. Bit of paint on here. Not it's bad. Only trouble is, can't measure one shot. There we are, all finished. It took me as long to get that little piece, cut it down, put it up, probably is to put all the rest on put together. That's the problem. Pretty noisy. Let's go see what it's like inside. See if it cuts any sound out. Quick while it's still rumbling away. Yo, that's cut a lot of sound out already. Pretty pleased with that. Do the same on this side now, but obviously not with weatherboarding. We'll plywood sheet, plasterboard, insulation in between. We'll be alright. 3 hours later, we've got a bit of a door frame. Been a pain in the arse. The timbers were an inch short, so I've had to nail a bit on the bottom out of the scrap wood. I've used some of the old noggins from the old door frame scooter. Followed the screwed up into the roof spar there, strength. But this was the pain in the backside. This was the nuisance. It's this sliding door recesses back into there. Look. So this is just a plywood sheet, but there's stewarding behind here. I managed to locate it. That's hollow, you can hear that. It's solid there. Same up there, we got it. Extra strength, went round the floorboard, went round the skirting. Bit unorthodox I suppose, but it works. Good old expanding foam, fill the gaps. And seeing as I'll probably be hanging off this side because I'll want the door to swing back against there, this is the test. Pretty good, if you ask me. Pretty good. If you remember, right at the start, I was telling James, I said, once I'd had a good look round, I said, this is how it's going to be. I designed it in my head at that point, and it's slowly coming together. Like I say, big wide door gives an impression of space, openness. Well, I knew it was going to be a nuisance, but all this. Taken a load of that cladding off and there's rot got in there, rotten up there, and I haven't even got to this one. I'm going to have to box these out and soundproof them. All these ceilings that have come down, all this old rock walls to take out, new stuff to put in, rewire. But actually we're made up. To say this is only 3 days, and there's only me and James, well, and Chris has been helping a bit today. I think we're getting there, doing alright. So, keep you posted. Bit more progress. I'm waiting for the battery to recharge, but taking the ceiling down. This is the old doorway that we blocked this morning. I'm going to just repurpose the rock wall and stuff it full. Gives a bit of soundproofing and gets rid of the rock wall. Horrible stuff, it's all starting to decay and break down. Not nice at all. That sheet is going to go on there. Plasterboard, job done. Horrible job. I don't know how, but somehow, look at that. That was up there. There's nothing in it. But some sort of wasp. It's not a normal wasp nest, isn't that? Because they normally have a hole in the bottom. That's in the side. But what a fantastic little thing. I might try to open it up and just have a look inside. Because they're amazing. Incredible. But back to this. Just more mess. Gonna have to expose this skylight. This one's got mould and rot coming in there. So just to expose it all, treat it, sort it out, just keep going. A bit daunting by yourself, but anyway. But like I say, bonus, this roof, floorboard roof, really strong. Normally it's plywood, but because it's quite old, I've used floorboards. Plywood swells. If you get a slightest little leak, it swells. Chipboard swells, rots. It's terrible. But that is one strong flat roof. Well, it's not even flat. They've there on that beam there. You can see look, they've sliced a piece of timber from probably 4 or 5 inch right the way down there to nothing, and then that gives the fall across the roof. I don't know why they've got it falling back to the house, because that's like sending the water back towards the house. If they'd done it the other way, they just have a gutter down the outside and the water's going away from the house. It made more sense to me, but they obviously had some reason for doing it. Look there. You can see on that one there, probably 5 inch, 3 inch. And the split almost runs out to nothing. And that bit of box in there, that's where the box for the gutter. That's what I mean. So the gutter is there, right in the house. If any leaks there, it goes straight down it's right into the wall cavity of the house. It's murder. It's a nightmare. Should have definitely run it the other way, away from the house. But anyway, it's looked pretty good. There's been slight water damage, but I'm pretty. Could have been an awful lot worse. An awful lot worse. So I'll take it any day.
Thank you for watching episode 4 of the QP House. Next time, Nigel's removing the skylight and fixing up the roof.